Love you. Bye-bye. Hey, hey, everybody. Lord, I got a bassinet behind me. I didn't realize I had the bassinet behind me. The real truth. First one. Man, you are Johnny on the spot. I'm a telling you what's the truth. They all try to beat you and they can't. They just can't do it as hard as they try. I better put it in Discord and live, huh? I better. Okay. And I'd stop and do a few things unexpected today. So, don't want to do that. I want to be home and tweet something. Am I missing anybody? Granny D, hi honey. Okay. Gotta do the hashtags. Ugh, that's what always gets me. And I'll look and see who I'm missing in a minute. I had to stop and give somebody a shot, believe it or not. Ran me behind. Okay, now, let me tell Mountain Man, give me 15 minutes. Okay, now that's done. Let's pull me up, see who I've missed. You know, I can't stand to miss speaking to y'all. Turn me down. Okay, I got the real truth. He was first. Beat y'all. Donna D, Summer Ellis, Granny D, Angel in Dallas, Miss CJ Blaze, Einstein's mom, Scan Family, Lisa R. Hall, Ann Walsworth, L 1978. Hi, honey. Haven't seen you in a bit. Bones, cameraman of Ann Lynn's show. Hi there. Amy Reiser. Let's see, I think I've got everybody. Renee Thomas, Blue Moon, Lexi with Dex. Gosh, no long time no chat, babe. Jay Stone. I sent Mountain Man a text letting him know he was going to lay down and take a nap. I think we all laid down and take a nap. I'm trying to get my office set up, and I've got my computer hooked up, but it wouldn't do anything. I've done something wrong. I was just going to do Ghetto 5 on my computer, but that didn't work out. So we're doing iPad again, and here's Ethan's bassinet. I got packed up to put away for whoever has the next baby. I could have moved it out of the way, but I didn't. Got a big long table in here. Got all kinds of room. This chair kind of sits low. I've got to get my desk chair. So, Miss L 1978, how are you, honey? I got my package. I put you a post on there. I was thrilled with that. That tomato juicer was brand new. My goodness. That was an awesome little surprising gift. Very appreciative. Yes, I am. Now, I've got this thing way up here. Can y'all hear me good? I hope. Might have to prop this up a little different so I can have the phone at it so you can hear Mountain Man. Because I'm not going to be able to hold this thing up. Not for an hour anyway. Loud and clear. Good deal. right. Granny D can hear me. We're good to go. Let's see. That says we have 16. I put it on Twitter and we got it in Discord, but I'm late. Had to stop and give Ethan's mama a shot. That is one of those things that I learned how to do in case I needed to if we don't have accessibility to hospitals and nurses. I also learned how to do stitches. But I saw the coolest thing advertised today. They've got band-aids that goes on each side of a wound with like little zip ties, and you put the band-aid part on each side of the wound and then pull the zip ties and it pulls the wound together. Isn't that something? I was surprised. But I don't remember where I saw that. We need some of those. Sure do. I thought that was real cool. But listen, those are the kinds of things you need to learn how to do. You know, if you don't have a doctor or nurse available. And I got my sutures. They came with like fishing line stuff for your stitches with the needle already attached. And you just cut it off. Got them on Amazon. One of these days I'll pull that tub out, one of my tubs out, and show y'all that stuff. Would y'all like to see that stuff? I've got a first aid, a couple of first aid tubs, and a trauma tub. Gloves, gloves, gloves. Alcohol peroxide. You can also use duct tape and fishing line. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I have fishing line. I'll tell you what is even better than duct tape. My grandpa, swore up and down, there was something that aided with the healing. And any injury he had, he used black electrical tape. Sure did. Swore by it. Swore it saved him from losing a finger one time that he cut real bad. I don't know. The men in the mines used it all the time. That's what my daddy used, all these buddies. Let's see, 26. Okay. Well, I told him I'd call him about 15 minutes, so that was 10:30. So I apologize we didn't get to go live and chat a little bit at 9 o'clock. But that took a little bit to get Ethan squared away. He didn't know what I was going to be doing to his mama. And give her the shot and visit a little bit. So I laid down, had to lay down and have a little nap. And I slept enough, I thought. So that kind of threw us behind a little bit. So I do apologize. We don't get our visit time. And then I was in such a rush, I almost forgot to get out of my pajamas. Went in there and fixed my hair, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in my pajamas still. Which isn't anything new. I've done a lot of it, but I knew you could see more of me like this. Yes, Bones, absolutely. Hacks would be awesome. You can even put the black electrical tape in there. It's what the West Virginia coal miners use. Jason, was I supposed to text you now that I see your name a second time? Listen, I'm about half asleep. Just about. I got up and about 8:30, supposed to go live at 9. She needed that shot, and so that threw me behind. Wasn't feeling good today. I'm sorry, honey. Road to prison. You were? What part were you in? What part of West Virginia were you in? What interstate? Your grandpa was a coal miner? Both my grandpas and my daddy and my brother. My brother's a safety director. Oh, 77? Yeah, 77 is closer to me than um, 79. Which really isn't too far. All right, Miss CJ. So has everybody had a good day today? Man, it ended up getting up to 86 today. The humidity, when it was like 84, wasn't very bad at all. Earlier today, when it hit the 80s, but man, by this evening, whoo, the humidity had shot up. Yes, Bones. What you need, honey? And I was miserable. And I hadn't paid attention. It had been cool enough. I hadn't had the air on all day. And came in the house and I thought, my word, I'm going to suffocate in here. It was 78 degrees in here. Oh, okay. Road to prison's driving. Okay. Well, you be careful. We want you to drive. Yep. I think, let me tell you, every kid in West Virginia has had electrical tape on a wound. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, your AC's fixed? All right. That is awesome. I hate that when they make you wait. Heat'll wear you out. Not mentioning the drive and everything you have to do. The heat'll wear you out. Most certainly will. Oh my goodness, but let me tell you, I bet that finger was alright, wasn't it? Yeah, my grandpa put snuff on it, tobacco. It'd do anything. Take something up. Well, that's good. I didn't get my, speaking of trucks, I didn't get my truck today. Gotta have it Wednesday. I've got a doctor's appointment. That doggone bassinet is aggravating me to death. I gotta at least put that thing behind me. I can't stand it. I didn't realize that I was going to be able to see it. Put it in front of the dresser. Right in front of the toy chest. Now, there's some kind of dark game. That thing's heavy. I can't move that. Now that's better. I can stand the whatever game that is by me. That bassinet was aggravating me to death. Oh, Lord. Okay. What we got? Watch the time. Gotta call Mountain in a couple minutes. 31. Oh, well, my mom never did care. My dad and my grandpa, well, she was raised getting that electrical tape put on her wounds. So, coal mine in West Virginia, generational thing, I guess. I am so thrilled with my computer. That puppy's on. I can hardly hear those fans. The original fans that were put in when that thing was built 15 years ago, he built at high speed 15 years ago, and all the computers that were sold at Christmas last year just caught up to what he built 15 years ago for me. Well, for my ex-husband. But, man, I'm telling you, those fans would heat my office. There was no heat in my office where I worked. It would heat my office if I keep the door closed, even, when I went out of my office. Well, my computer is plugged up, but I couldn't get it to do anything, so I plugged something up wrong. I don't have OBS set up yet, but it's running. It is a running. And I can't hear those fans. Barely, barely. Boy, those other things, man, they were so loud, drove me crazy. So at least they've come along with the fans. Oh my goodness. It's foggy in Knoxville. Oh, you were on 77 South going through West Virginia, weren't you? If you're going to Knoxville. You were. Well, hello. Zero turns. I don't know. Some of these screen names get me. Zero turns. St. Joseph, Missouri. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yep, we got Mountain Man coming on just in a few minutes. He's wanting to do, oh yeah, 40 right now. Oh, Bones, you're home? Good deal. Good deal. Zero turn Z. Zero turn Z. Okay. How about if I just call you Zero? Will that work? Zeros are zero turns. Turns it. I don't know. Mountain Man is. Yes, Mountain Man has all kinds of good stuff. We love it when he comes on. We've been waiting for him to move. The man had done called in to Marfugal a couple times. I thought, by golly, he can get on that phone now. So I got him in Marfugal chat. And Michelle Smith. Hi, honey. How are you? Josh Connor. Thank you. Zero. Oh, I appreciate you being patient with me. You're new. Who sent you? Everybody that's here has been sent to somebody. And that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. I even plugged a lamp up in here, thinking I was trying to get some good lighting, but that's not too bad. It doesn't glare on my glasses too bad. Yes, everybody give, yeah, Marv, all right. We're all Marfugal fam. Yeah, Josh Connor came from Central Florida Prepper. I remember asking him last week, so that was good. We love Marv. We love Central Florida Prepper. We love Jay Stone. We love CJ Blaze. We've got all of our little spin-off channels. We just love them. Ann Lynn Show, Granny Kisses. Aren't they precious? Yep. I remember Josh, because I knew you were a new name. Now, I'm not as comfortable in here as I am on my couch. I was doing the iPad tonight. I should have stayed on the couch. Get that blasted OBS mess going. We're going to be in here. You know, this is going to be our new backdrop. Only I'm going to put a West Virginia blanket behind me. I didn't get that far today. Didn't feel good. I think my MS is bothering me. You like the couch better? Yeah, it's more comfortable. But my desk chair, let me tell you what, I have spent hours in that sucker typing work notes and working on my doctorate. Hours. It's broke in, it's good, and it's comfy, but I couldn't get it. Keep asking for it to be brought to me. I was just blessed to get this table and my computer finally delivered to me. Let me tell you what, me without no vehicle for 2 weeks. I'm going to remember this mess. Don't y'all think I won't. I'm gonna teach some I'm gonna do some behavior modification. Got my snack. Does everybody have their snacks before Mountain Man comes? Everybody needs to run this commercial break. Get your snacks. I've got my birthday cake from yesterday, my chocolate zucchini cake. And for everybody's information, I do not have diabetes. I can eat all the snacks I want. I have multiple sclerosis. It's a neurological disorder. Snacks does not bother my MS. Of course, the healthier diet you eat with anything, the better off you are. But I do not have diabetes. I had diabetes for 6 years, and it reversed itself. I maintained a good diet, lost some weight, the diabetes bit on me, and it was caused from treating my MS with steroids. It took 6 years. Most people, it takes 3 to 6 months. It took me 6 years. Reversed it. So it's okay if I have snacks. I am not trying to kill myself by eating snacks with multiple sclerosis. Having said that, I love myself. I love my life. I am not depressed. I have no plans whatsoever of ever hurting myself. Lisa Jones, how are you, honey? Amy Riser, just speak to you, babe. Isn't it crazy you have to say that kind of stuff? Love my life, love myself, I'm not depressed. Hey, KM. What are you exposing the Clintons or something? No, I am, I don't know, road to prison. I thought I had talked to you. Hey, Snafu, Carol Brooks. I've had some, people seen it. It's not a secret. I've had some death threats, so somebody suggested I needed to start making that statement. Yeah, I ain't gonna hurt myself. One thing, my Bible tells me not to. I want to go to heaven. I've got a relationship with Jesus. I'm going to heaven. Cameraman Van Lynn did the little search. Surgical glue and super glue are both something glues. The big difference is that they have formulated the surgical glue to avoid that burning sensation and application if cut. Oh, wow. How about that? Huh. Yeah, people use super glue all the time. I just put tape on it. You know, I've got some medical tape, got some duct tape, got some surgical tape, depending on how, you know, where it is. Now, with my boys, I take them to get pretty stitches, you know, if it was someplace. I only ever had stitches one time in my life. And I hated it so bad, they were on my wrist. I was 16 years old, worked at a restaurant that's a fast food place. They didn't even open it. It was Burger Chef. And we had to pull those big pieces of plastic across the high chairs when we cleaned them with the crayons and stuff for the kids. And that, it was a big old box, that plastic. And we just take our hand and chop. And somebody said something to me just as I chopped, and I turned my head. And man, oh man, let me see, it was this wrist. I had a scar forever. Well, you can't even see it now, I don't guess. Oh, which wrist it is? Lighting's not that good in here. Huh, I'll have to find it in better light. But man, I laid my wrist open on that little razor cut thing for that plastic wrap. Whew. I was glad I was already graduated from high school. I swore up and down. I went to see my aunt. I just say Washington, D.C. She was 2 exits away from Andrews Air Force Base. I was in a hurry to get on a flight. Took my senior English in summer school. And we got a week break in between the 2 semesters. And we went to see my aunt. Because I told everybody I was going to Washington, D.C. And that was in 1977. July 1977. and abortions were only in the big cities. And I came back and everybody's asking me, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you doing? How you doing? I finally looked at somebody, I said, what is wrong with you all? I'm fine. Somebody finally whispered and said that it was rumored I'd gone to Washington to have an abortion. I hadn't even had sex that time. I mean, how rumors get started, I'm telling you. So after that, I think it might be both of us, honey. Everybody says they can hear pretty good. Let me know. Mountain Man's loud. I'm getting ready to call Mountain Man, so you'll be able to hear him. Show Scan Family. Oh, Lord, Scan Family. Oh. Alright, now, you know I won't be able to see chat. I know, the rumor mill is horrible. And it's rolling again. I turned 59 yesterday. I would never thought I'd have to deal with crazy rumors. Shayna's Country Charm. Hi, honey. I hope, let me see. We got 41. 40 people and only 4 likes. My goodness. Everybody, thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you, Road to Prison. Today was a much better day than yesterday. We're the same age. Yep, 59 yesterday. I have got 364 days till I'm 60. Oh my gosh. Scan Family shows 26 likes. Alright, honey bunnies. I love y'all. Won't be able to see chat. I'm going to try to look at it real close, see if anybody... Somebody think of a question. He went a question and answer time. Somebody think of a question. Well, thank you, Miss Ann. Well, let me tell you, today, KM, I felt like I was 79. Lynn. Yes, hang out. Absolutely hang out. You can even subscribe and get my notifications if you want to. Hang out whenever you want to. Alright. I'm glad I got to see Lynn. So I'm going to put Mountain Man on the phone. Thank you, Shayna, honey. No problem. Well, I'm going to munch on my cake a little bit. You're going to listen while you cook. Oh, May. Oh, May's always listening while she's cooking. Tell me real quick what you're cooking. We had Kroger roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans for dinner. While I was asleep and my son threw it together. Oh, 30 likes. All right. Thank you, KM. I did not. One of my worst birthdays ever. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh. And be glad you missed the show last night because I had a YouTube temper tantrum. That's okay. Everybody needs that sometimes. Everybody needs a good dose of the truth. Don't hurt nobody. There were people here that saw it. But I put that sucker on private. I won't go see clips of that floating around anywhere. I just hate everybody had to endure it. Love y'all's hearts. Y'all came back even after I had a temper tantrum. Oh, Lisa, it's okay. Lima beans with mushrooms, brown rice, and sweet potatoes. Oh, Lord. Hush your mouth. What state are you in, May? That sounds like a good old southern dish. I mean, deep south. Oh, yeah, better days ahead. Or I'm going to put somebody on my knee, threatened last night. Twisted tats. Twisted tats, you're fine. LD777. No, you haven't been here for a while. Welcome back, honey. We got Mountain Man coming. You didn't come see me. You come see Mountain Man. That's okay. We love Mountain Man. Cheesehead Cowboy. Thank you. Herman F. Hey, honey. Michelle Smith. I don't know why they are holding your yeah, moderators. If I see it, somebody, and they're holding it, even if I haven't read it, I just show it. I know they're good. But I'm getting ready to stop helping y'all mod. Oh, just out of habit, because I'm on a couple channels. You were here, and you ducked when the shoes started flying. Yes, you were worried about my blood pressure, and you were going to help me whip somebody. I did put it on private today. It's on private. Put it on whatever the other setting is. But it's not public anyway. So I could go through and look at the comments. I know Grand D was going to help me give somebody a weapon. Grand D, did you tell me what state you're in real quick before I call? I bought a product from Mountain Man's site. Really? That's good. We've heard all kinds of good stuff. I want to get with him. He's supposed to have stuff that will help with my MS. Sky Rose. I was diagnosed with MS in 2011. December the 7th, 2011. And I worked through the whole time. My doctor kept trying to get me not to. I worked the whole time, but now my lesions are pretty bad. So, can't take anything. Ibuprofen. Allergic to opiates. I've tried the CBD, but I gave my vape away. You were diagnosed in 01. Well, I should, it took a little while. I wouldn't go consistently to the doctors. I started, my doctor that diagnosed me, I had, hey Alicia, how are you, honey? Are you new? Glad to have you. Tammy DeWitt. Mountain Man's gonna kill me. We gotta call him. We gotta be off in time for Jason to go live around 12:30 too. I had an episode when I was 24 years old, so that would have made it 1984. And they thought I was having a stroke, then they thought I was on drugs, then they didn't know what was wrong with me, just said it was panic attacks. And it's very common to go into about a 20-year remission, and that's what I did. And then in 2000, I started having symptoms again. Started walking sideways every once in a while, being real tired, needing to sleep. But I just waited until actually my attacks got so bad that I really thought I was having a stroke. And the same doctor that had treated me in 1984 remembered that. Fibromyalgia and lots of joint pain. What would Mountain Man suggest? I use CBD mixed with. I'll tell you what. That's one of those questions that with his medical stuff, and we're not, he's not a doctor, and I'm not a doctor. Those are the kinds of things you probably need to email him. He's wanting to talk about all the stuff, history, NASA, anything like that you're wanting to talk about. Don't feel guilty about what, honey? Who you telling not to feel guilty? You'll take a disclaimer. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we'll see what he says. We'll ask him about fibromyalgia. How's that? Didn't know I have MS? Yes, honey. I am blessed. Listen, my mama got the diagnosis, God love her, shortly after she passed. We talked her into being tested. And her dad had the same symptoms that between the two of us. So he was never diagnosed, but we know that's where it came from because too many symptoms. They both walked till the day they died. Let me tell you. So I am blessed. My son was here this evening, came out of the bedroom, and they're not around, all the time if I'm having a bad day. That's why I had to lay down. It was a bad MS day. Stress will do that to me. And try not to get stressed out, but every once in a while. And I came out, started down the hall, and just staggered into the wall, and I was looking, was going to make sure I didn't knock my toes off on the door facing. And I saw him coming at me, and he had this look on his face, and I said, "What is wrong?" And he said, "Well, I was coming to see if I needed to catch you." Oh, Lord. Yeah, doctor's visits are awful. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. I'm going to stop looking at the chat right now. We're going to call Mountain Man. See if he's ready to kill me for making him wait so long. Got 52.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Oh, mercy. I'm only 50 minutes late calling him, but I told him I was running behind. So he calls us back. Lord have mercy. Oh, he needs 3 more minutes. Okay. He needs 3 more minutes. That is fine and dandy. Well, see, me and him usually run on a late schedule about the same. Yep, we surely do. I need to see if I can set this up different. See if I can take y'all off of the tripod, not to be so high, so I don't have to try to hold this phone. See if that'll work. Got this thing charging. Let's see, what can I set behind this? Set my speaker behind it. Yeah, that'll work. And that way I can set my phone up here. I'll scoot back. Yay! How's that look? Well, that mirror is glaring. I'm going to have to turn that mirror. I don't want that glare in my eyeballs, and I don't want it in y'all's eyeballs. Not sure. Is that the one? Yeah. Now it's not glaring. Okay. I'm going to have that mirror covered up with a West Virginia blanket. Blue and gold to match my blue, gold, and blue and gold praying hands. Blue and gold hearts, praying hands. Even though I'm not a big WVU fan. What? What'd you say what for? Let's see. I'm not sure I understand your registered. I'm not sure what that means. Yes, well, in West Virginia now, our doctors can't be pill pushers. They pass some laws and stuff, and even if you're in bad shape, you gotta go out of state to a pain clinic. We don't even have any pain clinics here now. It's true. But I'm allergic to opiates. I don't take anything. Ibuprofen. That's great. You can hear. Oh, okay. So can you hear me better here than when it was on the tripod? I think it's echoing off the wall. You'll watch the mirror. You got my 6. There you go. Thank you. Well, there was a little glare from that lamp. And see, the glare on my glasses is better. That's why I wanted to use that lamp. Got the light overhead behind me, and I got the lamp to the side of me. Everybody's having a cow. I'm taking the 2 empty bedrooms, I'm not putting beds in them. One's got preps in them, and this one's got my office in it. Am I in pain? Are you asking me, am I on pain medicines or am I in pain, Lisa Jones? Well, thank you, Lynn. That's my little popper. I think it was the MGTOW. Was surprised that I had a pop socket. I use that thing all to pieces. I got it at AT&T. But thank you. Yeah, let me tell you. That's what I did. Till I stopped working in February. I was a substance abuse therapist. I did Suboxone therapy. Before that, I just did, regular substance abuse therapy. I've done a little bit of everything. With my degrees that I will not show anybody and prove that I'm not lying. I can laugh about it tonight. Yes, all the way down to my bone, Lisa Jones. All the way to my bones. Feels like my bone marrow even hurts, especially on rainy days in the wintertime. If I'm having a flare up. Who's your patriot? How are you? Let me tell you, I've heard a lot about that kratom. A lot. Yeah, they shut all of our clinics down. And now, if you go to an adjoining state, they said unless those clinics are willing to join the West Virginia Medicare and Medicaid system, they won't pay for it anymore. These people have to pay for their medicines out of pocket on limited incomes. People in bad shape. It's horrible what they've done. Yes, Donna D. But I'm fortunate in that I don't feel pain. I think I talked about this the other night. I don't feel pain like most people. And it got me in trouble one time. Had a big old huge hernia in my stomach. My bowels were falling out. Didn't know. Sugar's the culprit of pain. I don't think sugar helps. I don't think it helps at all. So I picked the wrong outfit to wear. Man, this not a good outfit. Who's your Patriots? Got good videos. We all do. ATN, how are you, honey? But I can wrap my legs up or just get in the bed and lay real still. Mixing heroin with kratom? Really? Kathy Brew. Thank you, Lynn. It's real stretchy, soft. I forget. That's my leg. That's not my gut sticking up there. That's one of those LuLaRoe things. I forget what they call this stuff. It's real stretchy. It's not rayon. It's I forget what it's called. It's soft, comfy, and that's why I started wearing LuLaRoe. I've got a skin sensitivity, and it has to be soft cotton, like t-shirt material, or rayon. Any of the LuLaRoe stuff I can wear. Forgive me if I don't call you by name. I'm working and I have no messages on. Don't worry about it. We're just glad you're here. You can say hello and do whatever you need to do and just hang out. CBD's over $100 there. My goodness. What state are you in? I bought a pretty big bottle. Of course, that was the little syringe thing in it, but I've had that sucker forever, but of course I gave away my vape. So I didn't use much of it, but it was $35, which I thought was expensive. Token Choke, how are you? I am going to, let me look up there for my 57. I'm going to tell Mountain Man, he just called. When he's ready. How's that? We want to accommodate him. See if I can go back to here. We appreciate Mountain Man. You like the front porch better? You know, I should have gone out on the front porch, but I really had delusions of grandeur thinking that I was going to have my computer working tonight. But I can still hear the crickets. I opened up the window. I've got this window open. I can hear the crickets. He says, 1 more minute. Called C60. Go to Leak Project. Look at this amazing stuff. If it works. Huh. I learned about CBD at work. Co-worker had some and said, try it. I took a puff like a cigarette, 2 or 3. I don't remember now what they told me to do. We were sitting talking, and all of a sudden I went, oh my God, my legs aren't hurting. Randy Newman, thanks for the hello and flowers. I hope you all are subscribed and get notifications, come back more. I know Mountain Man's real popular, and I'm getting ready to change my format. We're not just going to be a yak, and that's not what I wanted in my channel. I like our chat time, don't get me wrong, but I want to do some of the teaching how to cook, and for if we have an issue, any kind of scenario, some more prepping stuff, We're going to keep our Mental Health Monday for a while. Try to make everybody understand I'm providing education. I'm not diagnosing. But you never know, full surprises. I might set up and do a live in front of the Christmas tree. Christmas comes. I know. I celebrate Jesus' birthday. I make my house pretty for Jesus' birthday. And yes, the little kids, I think, can believe in Santa Claus. Just my saying. And it is not that I worry about all of the worldly things and commercialism. We are definitely all about Jesus' birthday. To the kids, everybody. That's what it's for. We give each other gifts to celebrate Jesus' birthday. Not just because it's Christmas. And I realize that Jesus' birthday is not December the 25th. I realize Easter is really not when Easter is. I know, but what are we going to do? Right to prison, that's interesting. I had never heard that date. September 11th? I had heard that really he was probably born when we celebrate Easter and crucified when we celebrate Christmas. I heard they were closer in reverse. I know, that's not it. I think it's just the way you perceive it. As long as you let the California Ninja Adventure, you caught a live stream. Now, you changed your name. You were California Ninja Prepper, right? I'm thinking you're the same person, changed your name. Let me make sure I'm right. Oh, Mountain Man's calling. So, California, I won't get to see your answer. Mountain Man, hi, honey. How are you?
Hi, Kim. Good evening. How are you?
Doing great. Listen, I'm always late. We'll be late for my own funeral. So, don't you ever worry if you need time with me.
Well, that's the best time to be late.
Yeah, that's right.
Your
Yes.
own funeral, and hopefully it's an unplanned one.
Yes. Never planned it. That's what I told him. Love my family, love my life, never hurt myself. You know, I've been
Well,
giving those disclaimers lately.
That's the of a myriad of topics. Obviously, that's the downside of having the so-called proverbial bucket list.
I know. Let me tell you. We already have a question for you. I don't know if you can answer on the live or you would prefer somebody to email you. But somebody had a question wanting to know if you had a product that you would suggest for fibromyalgia before I forget to ask you that question.
Well, if that person would go to my website, you will find that my #1 testimonial for the first one, not my one of my best, but the first one on the website is for fibromyalgia. I have a new friend by the name of Anna, and Anna has been using the product, I think, now for about almost 3 months, and she religiously buys a lemongrass, and she uses that during the day, and then she uses the lavender at night. The nighttime one, she tends to slather all over herself because she wants to ensure that she falls asleep, and she's a huge fan of our product, and she has raging fibromyalgia. And, we show on the website exactly, the different pressure points in the body that the fibromyalgia seems to trigger, from the shoulders to the knees, even sinuses in some cases, which is strange. So, for sure, the either product, right? Because my skin repair rub is 99% of it is the pain relief rub, and then I just put a 1% additive in there, either to build new layers of skin after you've had some type of skin condition, and our pain relief, our skin repair rub, really destroys 6 types of skin conditions that, Big Pharma can't touch. The common ones, obviously, are psoriasis, eczema, and dermatitis. And then, we add to that shingles, herpes neuroma, and celiac. So celiac disease comes with it a lot of conditions, and we recently, and this is strictly from the Fugel family, we recently got a second order from someone who said it's the only thing that has worked on her 2-year-old granddaughter's celiac. So the skin repair rub is just a 99% of the pain relief rub, and then it can either build new layers of skin, which is what we want to do after any of those 6 skin conditions that I talked about, or you can use it for beauty applications. In other words, to take away, fill in some fine lines and wrinkles, to take away eye bags, to take away black eye rings, to take away age spots, blemishes. It really works in synchronicity with what I created from a pain relief rub standpoint. So that's why I created the skin repair rub. But it takes away pain every bit as much as the pain relief does, except it just has those other potential applications for people, and so it's just giving everyone a little bit more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Well, that's interesting. I have an age spot somewhere, age spot on my face. My grandbaby just noticed it a few months ago, and he went, "Oh, Nanny, does that hurt? Are you okay?"
Yes, so one of our original customers, about it's over 2 years ago, had migraines, and he applied it to the same spot for his migraine for about a month, and then called to tell me in his twang that, "Do you know that your product takes away age spots. Because, I had an age spot right where I had that migraine of mine, and they're both gone now.
Oh, gosh. That's funny. That's
So I
funny.
get all kinds of calls and emails that, they brighten up, brighten up my day and week and month and sometimes my year.
I don't have any pain, but I got that age spot that I'd like to get rid of so it don't bother my grandbaby.
That's so funny.
He thinks it hurts.
Unusual.
Yeah, he thinks it hurts. He asks me all the time, does it hurt, Nanny? Does it hurt? You okay? You okay? He's only 3.
You're telling him that's what makes me unique. That's my God. Tell him that's my God tattoo. I didn't have to go out and get one of those other ones.
Yeah, it just popped up one day when I hit my 50s.
Exactly. I think a lot of people are finding this, that there's something to do with the frequency and the vibration that's going on right now on the planet. That I'm sure if we all compared notes, we'd all find that we have a case where there are parts of our body where it almost seems like toxins are being pulled out of us, and these blemishes and different things are coming up that you wouldn't normally see. Because, I even had a couple of them, and my formulations couldn't touch them. You know what I mean? They just had to run their course, but they seemed that they were like, negative energy, toxins, poisons, whatever, that were literally pulled out of the body. And, then I started comparing notes with different people and some different forums and things like that. And it seems to be, all over the place. So I wouldn't doubt that that's the same case. And, if that's popped up in the last year, I wouldn't doubt that that's the same.
No, I've had it for a while.
Okay.
I turned 59 yesterday. I've had it since I was 50-something. I don't know. But my grandmothers on both sides and aunts had a lot of age spots. I don't have a lot. I just have a couple. And I just thought maybe it was genetic. Is it not?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
This genetic stuff,
They called them liver spots back then. The old people did. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, well, the main thing that I understand about that is that, the skin is the largest organ in the body, and it's the backup to the liver.
Right.
So generally when I see, skin conditions, my first thought process is, this person has a compromised liver and a compromised immune system, depending upon the severity of the skin condition. So,
well, my liver enzymes are great, but I have multiple sclerosis, and I need to get with you about that.
Okay, we can do that, directly. That requires, unfortunately, we have we have laws that are not in synchronicity with what the needs of the people are, especially when it comes to plants in our country. And that's one of the things that we need to fix, because between 1850 and 1938, the cannabis plant was the only, or was the number one pharmacological in the country, and it was, used to treat all different types of things. And, we didn't have cancers back then, and, we didn't have, big pharma industry, and we didn't have chemicals and all different types of things, and it was, a different type of place. So, slowly those things are coming back to us, and, we need to establish a structure that involves all of that stuff so that it does become part of our pharmacological, again, and then, things like what you talk about, can be, dealt with, without causing any, the problem with the big pharma is, that they give names, long names usually, and create disease names for a set of symptoms, and they'll treat one symptom and, maybe help it, but, create 6 new problems at the same time in the body. So that's the problem. And plants offer a unique opportunity to treat certain conditions and treat all conditions, frankly, without causing new troubles elsewhere in the body.
Okay. That makes sense.
So there was a first question you said, I think.
Oh, no, I was looking to see if anybody had a question. The first one was about the fibromyalgia, and you told them to go to your website. Mystic
Yeah,
Rose.
just for the testimonial, but it's something that we've had. In most cases, we've had double-digit plus. When I'll talk about whatever condition, if somebody asks me, we've had double-digit plus users that have had success
Right.
with our product.
Well, we've had a lot of success in the Fugel fan.
Oh, a tremendous amount. I mean,
I see it in chat all the time.
Well, I'm getting reorders all the time. I mean, that's why, obviously, and you're going to have to, every once in a while, and I'll just warn the viewers and I'll warn you, as you hear, it's dog day afternoon, even though it's at night here.
That's okay. That's okay.
I have three, they're sleeping or attempting to sleep with mommy. I have three black labs derivatives. One is a black lab border collie. He's 6 years old. His name is Mr. Diesel. And then these are all rescues. And then I have approximately a 2-year-old black lab bulldog terrier. He's the small guy. That's Chief Brody. And then I have a young pure black lab by the name of Hunter. And, we just moved, to 2,000 feet of elevation in the Green Mountains of Vermont. And we seem to at least have one bear that likes to visit.
Oh.
So we have a bear-proof dumpster now with, locks on it. And so far, he hasn't been able to get in. We think it's just a black bear. He hasn't been able to, not a grizzly. He hasn't been able to get in, but he's left a few kind of claw marks and claw dents on the side of it. That,
oh my goodness.
When I take my boys for a walk, they're all boys, the three of them. When I take my boys for walks, they basically follow the path that he took the night before. So on one of our paths, one of our walks, he went to the dumpster. He left a couple of paw prints, got frustrated, walked around behind the little half garage that we have, and then just basically walked right to my front door, and then kept going from there. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, so we're just getting used to that. And,
listen, I've got a grandbaby. He pops in on lives. My sister pops in on lives. We're laid back here, Mountain Man. Your dogs are not a problem.
I like to provide the color to everyone as to why they're hearing what they're hearing in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. It's all natural, but it's generally there's a critter outside of some type, and it's if my oldest one, the 6-year-old, who's the smartest, obviously, and the leader of the pack, if he's barking, then it's usually a critter of size.
Oh.
I mean, a bear or something like that.
No, we've got I want to let you know we've got your link to Mystic Rose Creations going in chat, so anybody can check it out. We did have a question.
Well, you want to just change it then, actually, because that's only it's now a jump page to our new branding, which is called Grateful Mountain Relief.
Oh, okay.
So if you just want to send everyone to gratefulmountainrelief.com, it'll save them a click.
Oh, okay.
Because all you can do on that old website is click on it and go to the new website.
Okay, gotcha.
So we had a buy one, get one free until the end of September, but knowing that I was going to come on your show tonight, Kim, I extended it till next Monday.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Buy one, get one free, just for our viewers, because he was coming on the show tonight. Isn't he special? That's awesome. Thank you, Mountain Man.
I'm offering it to the world, Kim, but I was compelled to by the fact that I was coming on your show, and I didn't want to give people an hour or two if they were interested to take advantage of the offer. So now they have a full week to contemplate and execute if they'd like to.
Cool. We do have a question. One of our family members wants to know, she has an allergy to coconut and almond. Does she need to be careful with any of your products for coconut or almond?
Yeah, she probably can't use my products because you see, coconut oil absorbs the fastest into skin of anything on the planet, and And the science that I've created is that I shut off the pain at the neurotransmitter that's sending the message to pain through the central nervous system to the brain. In other words, I send it at the transmitter rather than the receiver, by putting medicine into the coconut oil, and think of coconut oil as being a boat, like a submarine that's able to take it all the way to the transmitter and drop off the medicine there, and that's why the pain relief is pretty instantaneous. So, in the future, I'm probably going to create a product that does involve emu oil instead of coconut, because of, her allergy, but at this point in my development, I'm unable to.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for that, okay? Now, our next question is, we have family member that's body, they have absorption difficulties with vitamins and has difficult time maintaining the B12 level. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, so what
Disclaimer,
happens is
he's not a doctor, but this is, what he has experience in. And I'm definitely not a doctor.
Right, and so I'm not a doctor, so that's probably a good thing. I would call myself more of a physician. I consider doctors to be just the hand puppets of big pharma.
Right.
But I'm more of a physician, but following the path of the Buddha. You know what I mean? In other words, of service to the people. I'm just trying to help the people. So the one thing to know about me, everyone, just in general, before we get into any specifics here on this question, is that any type of recommendation that I'm going to make, any type of commentary that I'm going to give on any type of subject, I've done thorough research on, and specifically when it comes to substances that you put into the body, I've personally, tried it, and therefore I personally know it works. Secondarily, if it's something that, is related to a disease that I might not have, someone in my inner circle has used it, and I know for a fact that it works. They probably used it on my recommendation to begin with. So I'll never recommend anything that I don't know for a fact works.
Right.
That's the bottom line about me. That's all you need to know about me. I say what I do, and then I do what I say. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. So one of the things to consider, because this will open up some more dialogue and more questions, one of the things to consider is, what is going on when they talk about these chemtrails and the spraying that's going on specifically. What is going on? And one of the things that's happening with this aluminum and barium that's being sprayed is that, in concert with also now glyphosate, which is specifically the Roundup product, okay? And now you're starting to see lawsuits. The lawsuits are all related, though, to Roundup exposure as a user of Roundup for a pesticide, and
right.
Excuse me, not a pesticide, but a herbicide to kill weeds. The real criminal activity that involves glyphosate and Roundup is the fact that it's sprayed on the wheat, oat, barley, soybean, bran crops nationally, and therefore it's pretty much embedded in our food supply, and only 0.001 parts per billion of Roundup is cancerous. So it doesn't take much for it to be cancerous, and the desiccation is what it's called. In other words, in order to get those crops that I talked about, wheat, oat, barley, bran, soybean, in order to get them to market, they need to be dried. And so the farmers, in their, zest, their zeal, for money and profit, man's greed we're talking about here, they desiccate the crop. They spray it with Roundup, basically. They spray all of these crops with Roundup. And what happens is it instantly dries it, so it saves them 2 weeks, because it normally would take 2 weeks to dry it. And then secondarily, their crops, especially the wheat crop, once it stands, it's being killed by it being sprayed with glyphosate. It's being dried, it's being killed. And so it tries to live. And how plants try to live is that they sprout new sprouts. So the net of it is that these people that do this, and it's pretty much industry wide, folks. I mean, this is This is not good.
No, Mountain Man does not have a channel.
And what's happening is that the wheat, they get 25% more yield. So not only do they get it to market 2 weeks faster, but they get 25% additional product to sell in the market that's all been sprayed with glyphosate. So now, if you go into the middle of the grocery store, and that's the part of the grocery store to avoid, when you think about your cookies and you think about all of your cereals, and you think about your oatmeals, and you think about your crackers, and you know, chips, and then you think about the flour, right? The the bags of flour that you're using to make your baked goods at home. These have all been compromised, and now it goes down the food chain. So from there, it's now 100% of California wines. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what's used to make beer, folks. You know what I mean? Wheat. You know what I mean? What's barley, right? What's used to make beer? So it's in 100% of beers. So
well, you just chopped off half of my diet there, Mountain Man.
Well, I mean, it all depends if you want to, have some longevity in this meat suit, or if you want to check out early. It all, and you got a grandbaby, so I'm gonna guess that you want to stay around in this meat suit a little longer, to watch him develop and grow and help him grow, as an individual. So. We have to eliminate these things from our diet, or get them from other sources, that we can, verify that they come from it.
Well, what other source would you get flour?
Well, you would buy organic flour. You see, you can't spray organic flour with Roundup.
Yeah, but is the organic flour in stores really organic?
Well, there are some brands that are, because you obviously, if you can't go with anything that's a big brand at that point in time. This is where the local comes into play, where eat local, shop local, think local. That's where that mantra comes into play, because you have an idea of where you sourced your food supply from. There's big pharma, there's big tobacco, and there's big agro. Okay, there's big agro out there.
Right.
Okay, I can show you a chart with big agro. There's probably 11 companies that control most of the food supply in the United States. 11 companies, folks. Okay, so it's coming through one of them. So if it's one of their brands and they say they're organic, I'm questioning it considerably. But if it's a smaller, like Red Mill. Red Mill is a smaller, old Red Mill, I think is the name of the brand, is a smaller brand, and all of that stuff is organic.
I just thought when you baked...
Organic in the sense of, it may not be organic, but it hasn't been, you know what I mean? It comes from a mom and pop, a smaller place. It hasn't been, they would never think of spraying their food with a pesticide. With a herbicide. They would never think of doing that.
Yeah.
But it was thought of purely out of greed. You know what I mean? And the result is look at it. What are the kids' cancer rates in the country? They're the highest they've ever been. Guess what? What are their snack foods? Exactly the middle of the grocery store. That's their snack foods. The cereals that have the most glyphosate in it, and they have 1,100 parts per billion. So think of what I just said. 0.001 parts per billion is cancerous. And now I've said that 2 cereals, and I'll mention the cereals' names in a second, have 1,100 parts per billion. So you take the 1,100, and now you add in the 0.001 at the end. So now you got 1.1 million. So it has 1.1 million times the amount of stuff needed to give you cancer in it.
Right.
And it's called Cheerios. And it's called Wheaties. I think you might have heard of those 2 brands.
Yeah, we don't give the grandbaby. We never gave my grandkids cereal. My boys didn't eat much cereal. They were older when they really ate cereal.
Let's go to the top of the cookie list, though. So Triscuits and all that stuff, and Oreos. Oreos specifically.
Nope, we don't do that stuff with him.
I get it. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you'll start seeing in the grocery store now, you'll start to see that, what the hell's an Oreo? It's just 2 chocolate wafers with some cream in the middle of it, okay?
Right.
Well, I can make 2 chocolate wafers with cream in the middle out of real, ingredients. And I just don't call myself an Oreo, but, goddamn, I'm pretty much the same thing. And I know that I haven't been sprayed with glyphosate or anything like that.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about these alternatives are coming up. There's got to be a reason. No one's putting out flares and neon lights and all that and telling you why are these alternatives coming up.
Well,
they're just knockoffs of the original. But the reason why is because their ingredients aren't tainted.
I heard the Kellogg's cereals were better than the Post.
None of them are any good. None of them are any good. I told you stay out of the middle of the grocery store. That's a crapshoot. Now think about the bakery and the pizza parlor that you buy your food from. Where are they getting their flour from?
My thing is that pasta.
Well, that's going to be certain brands, and you're gonna know it by eating it. I'm not sure that necessarily that pasta has been, a lot of the pasta's been, infiltrated yet. I'm not sure.
Well, that's good.
I have pasta and, I'm very sensitive. I can tell you exactly.
Yeah.
When I eat, I can tell you that, someone doesn't clean their grill. That they cook the food on, when you go to one of these, trucks or these different, places like that, restaurants, etc. I can tell you the cleanliness of the restaurant just by how I handle, the food and the quality of the food, etc. And so, that applies obviously to anything that comes through the grocery store. But there's a website called Democracy Now! I think it's the name of it, democracynow.org maybe.
Uh-huh.
But you can just Google Democracy Now! And they have the list. This testing is 3+ years old, so it's definitely been in the food supply for at least 3 years, and I submit it's been in the food supply since 2008. And here's the problem, Kim, is that look, we eat food, and the food is metabolized in our stomach into nutrients, and those nutrients have to be spread throughout the body. So you would think it would be, the stomach has a portion of it that is the thinnest cell wall in the body, because it's a wall between your stomach and the rest of the body, but it needs to be permeable so that nutrients can go through it. And then we're going to get to the question that was asked, by the way. So it's got to be permeable so that nutrients can go through it. And then what sits on the other side of that cell wall, because it's directly related to what goes into the stomach, is your immune system and basically white blood cells. And so those white blood cells sit there on the other side of that cell wall, right? And it takes care of any bacteria or anything like that was in the food that you just ate, in case you ate something that was bad. And that's why you get the reaction of throwing up, because those white blood cells get involved at that point in time, and then everything wants to get out of the body, and it's up Chuck City. Well, if your immune system has been compromised, right, and you don't have enough white blood cells there, and you eat this stuff that has the glyphosate in it, or other, of these preservatives, anything that makes food last longer than it should is pretty much not good for you. So that means pretty much all frozen foods.
Right.
Then it goes through this cell wall, and that's the term that you hear, leaky gut syndrome. That's the term that's been coined from it.
Right.
And what happens is that as soon as you eat, those nutrients go through there, right? And the immune system is not there to mitigate any of the bacteria that you might have eaten, and so the body just says, get rid of it, don't process it. And so, you go run into the bathroom, and there's nothing solid about what you're going to be doing, folks. and that's the leaky gut syndrome. So there's a whole swath of people out there that can't go to restaurants, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And that's specifically the reason. That's specifically the reason why, and that these chemicals and these things that are out there eat at that cell wall in the stomach, and your immune system has been compromised generally by a number of different things, right? So there's a set of like 3 poisons, right? And it's difficult for them to deliver those poisons, and this is purposeful. This is to keep you so you don't live to past 70, you know what I mean? And they're not paying you your Social Security or what you earned, right?
Right.
And that thing's underfunded, so that's helping the overall system if you don't live as long. And then secondarily, all along the way, you're tethered to the big pharma system. You're going to see the doctor for this and that and the other thing. And then once you go, once you deal with those things, something new comes up. So, you're like a slave to the medical system, and it's just it's just a tax. It's just a tax that's out there. And so these chemicals are delivered in different ways. One set is delivered in the food. That's what we're talking about now. Delivered in preservatives that are out there that elongate food, that are in a lot of the canned foods that are out there. And then also the poisons that are in the wheat and bran and those types of products that are in the middle of the grocery store. So that's one poison. The second poison is in the personal care products. Generally, it's in the shampoos and the conditioners and the hair colorings and different things like that. Because you have 300,000 pinholes in your head, the most porous part of the body. That's another way to absorb chemicals into you. And then the third one is in the air. So that's the chemical that, generally you probably wouldn't put in your body. That's the aluminum and the barium that they're spraying, that you wouldn't eat foods with them, or you wouldn't take personal care products with them in it. But they have to get it into your body so they can create this triumvirate of poisons. And this is what causes this chemtrail flu or whatever. People are coughing for 6 weeks. They never get rid of it. You know what I mean? They don't feel good. They got headaches. They got sinus issues. They got all this. And it's this triumvirate of poisons that are delivered in different ways to you. So that's why it's so very important. I can't stress it enough to all the folks out there to be so diligent about what you put in your body via eating and what you put in your body via personal care products. You can tell a lot of the times, it's not normal to itch anywhere in your body. You should go an entire day without having to itch anywhere in your body. Right. If you have to itch, generally it's some kind of chemical that's in your shampoo or your conditioner. Any itch, you know what I mean? And it causes lots of itching. So, I used to see that with, my wife. And so when I switched her over to certain types of products, you know what I mean, that were more for smaller brands, natural ingredients, et cetera, the itching went away. There was no itching because it's caused by those things that are in the personal care products. So there's aluminum in the deodorants. Obviously, there's fluoride in the toothpaste. And then there's these other chemicals that are in the hair care products. And none of them are good for you. And think of it, if you got 300,000 pinholes in your head and you're putting these chemicals on it, you're putting them straight into your body.
Right.
And Makes you just sense. Don't realize it. So back to the nutrients. So these
the vitamin B12.
Well, I'm not concerned about the specific vitamin.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm talking about nutrient absorption in the body because this is an issue.
Okay.
And I'm gonna address it on a macro level. So what happens basically is that this glyphosate that I'm talking about, and that's why I went to this subject, into the middle of the grocery store. So this crapshoot for all kinds of bread, basically. So think of it: bread, crackers, cookies, cereals, all that stuff, breakfast bars, and some of the brands that you think might be good, like Annie's brand,
right?
That has organic stuff. Not all of the stuff is bad,
right?
So and that's an organic brand, so that's what I mean. But Annie's is a big Agra brand. You know what I mean? It was bought by Agra. That's what you have to look at. You have to look at who owns these things, because that'll give you a good clue if it's, owned by someone who's harmless or owned by, 10,000 tentacles that are out there, you know what I mean, hovering over us. And so what happens is that as we get older, the cells in our body get more leathery, unable to absorb nutrients. That's why the waterways have all the vitamins, and they have vitamins that you can test and find in the waterways, and all the prescription drugs, because a lot of it goes right through us. Somebody that's a diabetic has had very leathery cells from the time they got the diabetes, because they're unable to absorb sugar, and that's why they have to create the insulin. So they're unable to absorb sugar into their cells. That's what makes them a diabetic. So diabetics have had leathery cells from the beginning. This glyphosate right, in there, right, if it doesn't cause cancer, what it is doing is it's stripping the sulfur out of the cells. Sulfur, right, organic sulfur is the third most plentiful mineral in the body and the basis of your hair, nails, teeth, skin, and every cell in the body. And it's a free radical scavenger and a detoxifier. And it's the basis, it's the substance that makes organic vegetables organic.
Right.
So how I'm gonna answer your your listener here with the question is that you take this vitamin in the morning called MSM. Mary Sam Mary. The initials are MSM, and that's how it's written on the bottle. Okay, it's methyl sulfomethane. It's organic sulfur, folks, but it's just called MSM, and it's marketed, in GNC, Vitamin Shop, Walmart, Amazon online. It's marketed for joint health because it is, since it's the basis of every cell in the body, it's also the basis of the lubrication between the joints in the body. Okay? But that's the only thing that it's marketed for. But the reality is that I have about 60 slides on the benefits of organic sulfur. And that's why organic vegetables came back in 2008. They had been, vegetables have had their nutrients taken from them. Fruit and vegetables have had their nutrients taken from them by the FDA since 1954, when in 1954 they outlawed sulfur as a fertilizer for the crops so that Monsanto could create one of their bioavailable fertilizers. And the disease rate in the United States went up 54,000% since 1954 because of that. So you see, what happens is it strips the sulfur, or the sulfur is being stripped from the body by the glyphosate and the contaminated food supply that we have. And the result is that your cells in your body are becoming more leathery, unable to absorb nutrients. So the vitamin doesn't matter what you're trying to do. The vitamin B12 in your specific case that you're asking about, it doesn't matter. It's the overall system of the body and the absorption of nutrients. So the best way to do that is to eliminate the middle of the grocery store, A, because the glyphosate is what's stripping some of the sulfur from your cells, i.e. making it more leathery. B, you want to take at least 3,000 milligrams of that MSM every morning, okay? Because it is the basis of every cell in your body, right? So if you want to grow new cells because old cells are bad, why wouldn't you put the basis of new cells in your body? Damn straight you would.
Right.
You do that with your organic vegetables. But you take it in the morning because think of it this way, that if you're able to absorb more nutrients, okay, that means your metabolism is faster, okay? So it's going to speed up your metabolism. So you don't want to take this at night because you won't be able to sleep. Okay, it's going to speed up your metabolism. And here's the secret of MSM that everyone's going to like. We all have these parts of our body that we don't like. The little love bumps that we have. Little patches of cellulite. Little fat here, little fat there, and we don't like it, and it never goes away. And it's always there, and it's almost like it's a fat tattoo on our body. You know what I mean? It's specific to us. Well, what happens is that over time, the toxins in this environment that we're in, because we live on a poison planet, so the toxins that are out there form a barrier in your body. They get into the soft skin cells, skin tissue in the body, the fat cells, and they form a barrier against your body's ability to metabolize inert materials, right?
Right.
And what happens is they just stay there. But when you take an organic sulfur, right? You take this MSM, it's a free radical scavenger and it's a detoxifier. So since it's the basis of every cell in the body, when you take it, it attaches itself to the cell in the body, every cell in the body, almost in a methodical fashion. And if it has a free radical in there, it pulls it out of the cell and prepares the cell for nutrients. And the nutrients that you get, obviously, are going to be the food, etc., that you eat following that. Or in some cases, you may take it with medicines, prior to taking medicine, etc. That's what it's going to do, for you. And that at the same time, when it pulls those toxins out of the soft skin tissue, right, out of the cells, the fat falls behind it, because now your body can metabolize those materials, those inert materials, because they're not inert anymore, because those toxins that made them inert are now gone. So you end up losing weight, basically. You end up speeding up your metabolism, all right, and cleaning the cells in your body, and at the same time losing weight, because those toxins in the body are holding the fat in place in your body, not allowing your body to metabolize or burn that fat to use it for energy. So that's why I'm saying you take this in the morning, because when all that happens, you start burning some of these materials that are inert. Now they become, they lose that inert status, and now you're creating energy in the body, and obviously you don't want to do that at night. So 3,000 milligrams, and let's start with two things. First of all, there's two types of sulfurs. There's the SUL, FUR that I'm talking about, the organic sulfur, the third most plentiful mineral in the body, and then there's an SUL, PHUR that is used in some kind of medicines. If you were allergic to the sulfur I am speaking about, you would be dead. Because it's every cell in the body is the basis of organic sulfur. It's the third most plentiful mineral in the body.
Well,
so don't tell me,
for years
don't tell me on the chat without me saying it that you're allergic to sulfur, because I'll laugh.
For years, that's all my grandparents used. They had sulfur salve, sulfur drugs, sulfur. I mean, that was the best medicine for diaper rash when my babies were little, and you can't get it in the cream form anymore. Sulfur's
Exactly.
awesome.
So you just take it as a vitamin, in this case. But just know that it's marketed. Just know that it's marketed for other things. You know what I mean? It's marketed for this joint health stuff, and it works well on that for sure. But it's part of the body's requirement. And the second thing besides allergy is that in 1972 at the Oregon State Prison, they gave prisoners 850,000 milligrams. So in other words, they gave them 850 tablets, 850,000 milligram capsules, because I'm recommended that everyone take 3 or 3,000 milligrams. And nothing. The body used what it needed, and it peed out or excreted out the rest.
Right.
So that just proves that, again,
it's the same way with vitamins, isn't it? And it's the same way with vitamins. Your body will just absorb what it needs, and you pee the rest out.
Well, in some cases, yeah. I mean, but there are lots of vitamins that you can't have too much of. You know what I mean? But this is one thing that you could never have too much of. The body uses every bit that it needs, and then it just gets rid of the rest, because it's the basis of all the cells in the body. So that would be my recommendation to the person that is worried about vitamin absorption of any type. I understand B12 is the specific. And then the other thing I would say is that, if you can find natural sources of B12, that's what I would go look up what the natural sources of B12, because they're so much better prepared for the body to synthesize if they're in a food that you can eat, as opposed to a powder, you know what I mean, that's been extracted, you know what I mean, from the food and then been processed, right, and given back to you. You're so much better to get that vitamin B12 in the whole food, that it comes in some type of abundance. So you have to do a little bit of research, you know what I mean,
right,
to take care of yourself in that regards. But if that person would just, find some whole foods, meaning solid foods before they've been cooked that have B12 in them, and then you want to see, I would go for fruit. See, because again, you get more of these substances when you can eat them in a raw delivery form, right? In other words, you haven't cooked it off. So
Right.
back to the organic sulfur. Let me take everyone through the organic sulfur cycle. So lava domes erupt at the bottom of the sea, okay? And in the lava is the sulfur, okay? And the plankton, right? The plankton get the sulfur in them. And then the fish eat the plankton. So the first thing that, everyone's asking about, is it healthy, is it not, mercury, blah, 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 is sushi, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The whole mercury thing is just a ploy because the sushi is very healthy for you. The fish is very healthy for you because it's eating the plankton with the sulfur in it, but you haven't cooked it off. In other words, you haven't cooked the fish, because once you cook the fish or you cook the vegetable that's organic, right, depending upon how much you cook it, you cook out some of the sulfur with the heat that you apply. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's why, right, I'm suggesting organic fruits as opposed to vegetables, because as everyone out there is, I'm sure, aware, there's so many more fruits that you eat raw, in other words, without cooking, than vegetables, right? There's only so many vegetables that you eat, celery, I'm trying to think, celery, tomatoes, few other things that you can eat raw, and tomato is probably a fruit too. So, but anyway, fruits, nectarines, peaches, apples, pears, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, all of these different things, you can get them to be organic, and therefore they have a high sulfur content.
Right.
So, to continue, right? So the clouds come now over the sea water, and the water is absorbed up into the clouds, and then the clouds rain down on the grass. The cows eat the grass with the sulfur from the rainwater on the grass, and then the cows poop. Okay. So again, that's now you're going to wonder, okay, so why are they spraying, especially before it rains, you know what I mean? You get these X's all the time where they're combining two different chemicals together in the sky with the chemtrails and or happy trails. I don't know if we have restrictions on your channel, Kim, but with the happy trails that they like to spray out there, it's causing issues to the grass. I'm sure if it gets on the grass, because it's being done the day before the rain in most cases. So think of it this way: it's coming down, right? It's landing on the leaves. It's coming down onto the grass. It's coming onto the 300,000 pinholes in your head if you don't have a covering on your head. So it's all purposeful. So, that's something to be concerned about, you know what I mean? That the rainwater cycle is being, tampered with, you know what I mean? That the weather modification that's going on is going on. That, the weather control that's going on is going on. You know what I mean? A hurricane sitting for 3 days, on top of the poorest parts of the Bahamas and never hitting Paradise Island where all the money is and where all the investment has been to date. Right. It's just, there's no God in any of that. That's man's greed, all day and all night, and weather control, you know what I mean? And what they did is, they destroyed the poorest areas there, and you watch what's going to be rebuilt. All of those areas will be rebuilt with hotels and stuff like that, and it'll be some type of gaming paradise for the elite. You know what I mean? Or some type of new paradise for them to carry out their, all their little fetishes that they have. You know what I mean? That'll be what happens. And it's always the little people in the grass shacks and the huts that get, wiped out and pulverized. But it's the same thing with the spraying and everything like that. And so, you got to be concerned about organic stuff and where it comes from. Definitely make sure it doesn't come from the big agra, because it's just a label. Just like low cholesterol food, is just a fake. It's just a marketing term because the liver decides, how much cholesterol you should have in your body, and that's it. Everyone is different. Everyone is distinct and unique. Right. And it's based upon the physiology of the body at any given time. In other words, everything else in the body, the liver sets itself up at that point with the specific nutrients, and that's just the way that it is. So just to end on, organic sulfur, organic vegetables are very healthy. I would find a source of vitamin B12 that was a whole food, and I take it in concert with those organic sulfur tablets, because that'll make the cells more pliable, more able to absorb nutrients, and the nutrients will be in the whole foods that you're eating with it.
Okay.
And best from raw fruits or vegetables that are organic at the same time, that have B12 in it. So you'll get your sulfur, you'll get your B12, and just to give everyone the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the people that live the longest on this planet live in Sicily and Greece, 115, 120 years old. And the reason why is they live on volcanic islands. So their fruits and vegetables are saturated with sulfur.
That makes sense. Well, how about that? Okay, we've got a question on your thoughts on frankincense.
Frankincense?
Uh-huh.
I like what it smells like. I don't really have any other thoughts on it other than that. Does somebody think that has some kind of healing properties to it? I mean, is that where the question is coming from?
Yeah, somebody said they thought that it was an essential oil that was an antiseptic, disinfectant, astringent, helps with digestive, diuretic, those kinds of things. And so...
Well, I mean, again, this is... I don't have what I said at the beginning, right? My disclaimer is that I only talk about what I have specific experience with. So,
right, okay.
In general, with essential oils, I do have quite a bit of experience with it. Specifically, frankincense, no. But the essential oils, the beeswax, the coconut oil, the reason for my formulation on the products that I've created is because of some of those properties that they're talking about there, the astringent properties, things like that.
Right.
There's a lot of synergies, and again, we're talking about a pure extraction from a whole food, that was given to us by God. So I'm sure that it is helpful and does have benefits to it. I just don't have any personal experience with frankincense, but I do have personal experience with essential oils, and I find them to all be, net positives to us, from a fragrance, and I'm sure there are some, from an edible standpoint, but I don't have personal experience with it.
Okay, what about niacin iodine supplements?
Niacin iodine supplements?
Uh-huh.
Well, niacin, again, I would try to get from the whole food, so, that's probably meat. And then the iodine, yes. Again, that's usually found in meats, so we don't get very much of that. It's definitely something that I've used as a supplement. And what I do is I put a couple of drops on my wrist, and the palm of your hand, because that has the most layers of dermis. Right, so I put it on the palm of my hand and right on the wrist, and I kind of rub them together, and then you watch and you see, because iodine has a color to it, right?
Right.
And you watch and you see how fast it absorbs, and the faster that it absorbs, the more deficient you were. It's like imagine this, like people imagine this, that you took something that's very very akin to ink. Okay.
Yeah.
And you put it on your palm. It's a cranberry-ish ink, but on the darker side. Okay, that's the coloring of it.
Right.
Imagine putting just taking a marker and wiping ink on your palm, and then in 6 hours it was completely gone. That's the sensation phenomenon I'm talking about here, and that's how you apply iodine. You get it into your bloodstream, usually on the wrist or the palms of your hand, and then by how fast it absorbs, you can see how deficient you were or weren't. I mean, it's hard to gauge, but you can kind of get a sense, you know what I mean?
Right.
That, wow, I really needed that. So I think it's a net positive. It helps with the immune system. It definitely helps with some of the biological processes in the body. So does the sun. So, there's because we're talking about iodine, really, another thing that has a relation to the iodine and how it's working is the sun, because the sun can turn on over 10,000 biological processes in the body through the eyes.
Gosh.
So that's why the powers that be have created all these great sunglasses that are very, very fashionable, because it lessens our ability to be all that we can be, because, you know, we're not consistently turning on those biological processes with sunlight because it's being blocked by these cool sunglasses.
Gosh, that makes sense. Okay, next question. What are your suggestions to detox heavy metals in the body?
Zeolite, Zeolite, and someone that I know that makes it very well is a gentleman in the name of Ken Rolla, Rohla. You just Google him and whatever his website is.
Okay. Does somebody want to put Ken Rolla's name in chat real quick so at least people can go back and look for it?
Yeah, Rohla, Ken Rolla. He's in Central Florida. I know that he makes a specific zeolite mixture, Zeolite. That's your metal detox.
Oh, okay. So you would suggest that over the apple cider vinegar and borax? Borax is
Yeah.
a chemical. I mean, I was kind of afraid of that.
Yeah, I would. I've heard of, again, I don't have specific, again, remember my codicil and my disclaimer that I'll only talk about what I have specific experience with and what I know works. And so I know people that have used zeolite with great success.
What about the I can't even talk, the silver. I can't get the...
Yeah, so colloidal silver, I think, is probably one of the most amazing things on the planet. The specific brand that I use is called Sovereign, 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 like sovereign citizen. So it's called Sovereign Silver. And the reason why I use that brand and just the overall science of it is that the cells in the body are very small. And so the smaller the nanometer size of the silver particle, the better it is for it to root into the cell, to root out the antigen, pathogen, virus, bacteria, fungus that you're trying to get out. In other words, whatever you're trying to get out of the body and become better from works better when the silver particle is smaller. So that's why I use Sovereign, and I've used that for now 5 years, basically without, I haven't been sick in 5 years. And the reason why is that this colloidal silver stuff kills 642 antigens, pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungus, all kinds of shit. And when you go to the doctor and you get an antibiotic, it kills 3. 3, folks. THREE, 3. So I like my odds, Kim. 642 versus 3. I like the 642.
So
it looks it's like having a gun that's got 642 bullets in the clip versus the one with the 3.
Right. So do you take that every day?
Well, yes, you can take a swig of that every day, but I mostly take it when I feel that tickle, or when I've been, as I like to say it, when I've been near a scumby. I had a guy next to me today, behind me at the donut shop, that was just, you know what I mean, he was just hacking and hacking and hacking. He had the chemtrail flu for sure. So, when I got home, I gave myself a little swiggy because, I just wanted to, make sure better safe than sorry. But basically what you do is you take a swig and you swirl it around in your mouth, for 30 seconds. Now, this is tiny silver particles in pharmaceutical grade water. So it has pretty much no taste to it. It's just a hint of a metallic taste, but nothing that's bad in any way. And you just swirl it around in your mouth for 30 seconds because the inside of the cheeks are the second most porous part of the body behind the lungs. And water in the lungs doesn't work. So you just swirl it around and then you swallow it down after 30 seconds. And basically within 24 hours, it takes about 24 hours because it's got to get into the cells, it's got to root it out, and then you got to actually it kills it, and then you pee it out of the body. So it takes 24 hours. You know what I mean? It's not an instantaneous thing. But after 24 hours, you got nothing. You know what I mean? And so, some of these chemtrail flus, they last for weeks. You know what I mean? The aches and pains last weeks. The cough, especially. The cough, you know what I mean? Because you'll feel better, but you still got that lingering cough.
Right.
No, 24 hours, nothing, no cough, no nothing. If you take it right. And then So when you got it, when you got something and you feel like you got something, that's when you got to take more of this stuff. That's when you got to take it like, every 3 hours or so. But again, this is something where they've done the testing on this, and they've given ungodly amounts of this stuff to people over time, and nothing.
Right. They're talking about.
It's the top of, like, if you gave me a choice of anything to have, the number one thing I would have would be that colloidal silver.
So you could take that, like, even if you get a sinus infection, you could take a swig of that 2 or 3 days in a row.
Oh yeah. But you wouldn't do, if you had a sinus infection, you'd take probably 3 to 6 swigs on the first day, right? And then a swig every day after that, just to make sure it was gone, and it would be gone in 24 hours.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh my gosh, I've got to get some of that stuff. I don't have any.
Yeah, so, and the best site online to get it for the least expensive amount of money, because, we're all, we don't want to overpay, is called luckyvitamin.com.
luckyvitamin.com.
Yep, that's where I would go. That's the least
silver.
Expensive, and then after you place an order with them, they'll start to get antsy that they haven't gotten another order. They're going to send you a big 40% off coupon in a couple of days. So don't order everything you need at once.
Cool. That's good advice. That's good advice. Okay, does anybody have any other questions? Let's see. I want
they can ask me non-medical questions too. They can ask me questions about current events and his story. In other words, history.
What do you think about what do you think about the Russians flying around Alaska across the northern border of Canada and being escorted by U.S. and Canada? Have you heard about that? And then the U.K. Escorting them somewhere. They're supposed to be trying to find an easy way to enter the United States. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I just find it all to be, it's all theater. It's all a script of some kind of movie that they're creating. You know what I mean? It's none of it's true or compelling. As I tried to explain on Marfu when I started talking about Kubrick and the NASA thing, is that, that they've never been to the moon. Well, that means the Russians haven't been to the moon either.
I don't think we've been to the moon. That thrilled me to death when you said that. I was clapping and cheering.
So the Russians haven't been to the moon either. So that means that and there's specific reasons why. Okay, and it's called science. Okay, so the main reason is that the Van Allen belt is a zone of energetic charged particles from solar wind. And it's held by the magnetic field, that the magnetosphere around the planet, it's held in place by our magnetosphere. Okay? That thing needs to be accounted for because you're going to fly through it. Okay? It needs to be accounted for if you're going to the moon. The Van Allen belt wasn't discovered till long after they supposedly went to the moon. Hello?
Okay.
You would have had to engineer your technology to deal with the Van Allen belt, and guess what? Wouldn't you have discovered the Van Allen belt at the same time you went to the moon? Of course you would have, if you really did.
You'd think,
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one. Because past that belt, there are cosmic rays and solar particle events. Okay? And it's 25,000 miles past the Earth orbit, right? And so the red flag is the Van Allen belts were discovered after the moon landing, all right? And then, as you know, there's a thing called the Freedom of Information Act, right? And it's usually 15 years, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you know what I mean, you don't hear anything, right? This thing happened in 1969, supposedly. All of a sudden you get to 1984, right? When the Freedom of Information Act, right, is FOIA as it's called, right? And there's a lot of that stuff going on with Keyman and everything. And all of a sudden, that's when you find out, oh yeah, the original tapes of the landing were destroyed.
Really?
Yeah. And so someone in chat on the Mark Fugel says, well, that's because they don't have the tapes because the tapes were destroyed. I'm like, yeah, the tapes were destroyed as soon as they, by law, had to provide them. I mean, people are just naive.
I must have missed that because I was agreeing with everything you were saying that night because everybody thinks I'm crazy because And I don't
And
believe we've got no rover on Mars either. They can't keep decent cell service
they
here.
can't get there. They can't get past the Van Allen belt because they all would die. In other words, there's no way for humanity to get past the Van Allen belt because the solar wind, right, and those energetic charged particles, they don't interact well with human physiology.
One of our,
You know what I mean?
and
then finally, the last piece of that, Kim, just to finalize on that, is that future shuttles, right, the shuttles that went up, they saw radiation flashes in their eyes 500 miles below the Van Allen belt. So, in other words, they started getting scared of what they were seeing 500 miles below the belt. They were nowhere near the belt.
Oh, Lord. Somebody put in the chat to tell you that NASA stands for the National Association of Space Actors.
True. Or just add the T and they're Satan.
Yeah. There you go. Let me see. I was looking to see if we had any more questions real quick. Somebody said Mars is in Canada. I said the moon was in Arizona. All those stupid pictures. Okay. What do you think about what's going on in the Middle East? What do you think no, that's not what I want to ask you. I want to ask you, what do you think they are trying to distract everybody from with this impeachment deal?
Well, you noticed it all came a bunch of stuff today because today is the end of the fiscal year. They're bankrupt. Okay, this is the end of the United States fiscal year. It's September 30th. This is when they're bankrupt. This is when you have the end of the third quarter for the banks, right?
Right.
And so you've had a bunch of banks for the last 2 weeks. The Federal Reserve has a repo window, basically, where they hand out cash to banks to tide them over because they got some kind of deal going on or whatever, and they need to cover it, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, it's kind of handing out printing money to these guys because these guys are insolvent. And they normally have about $750 billion with a B available to them on a nightly basis. And they've been running hot to $925 billion that they've been giving out a night while all this theater that you hear, going on in the background. Because the reality is this. Think of it this way. The best way I can explain it, Kim, is this. Think that the 1%, okay, the elite, whatever you want to call them, the Illuminati, the elite, the 1%, they have all the money. They have 99% of the money. So, therefore, the United States has been their enforcer, the bouncer, the enforcer, their bodyguard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so the United States has been enforcing everything for them throughout the world. And, of course, you see that since 1950, there's been, up to, 40-some-odd regime changes in countries all over the world, all engineered by the United States CIA, okay? The CIA is the United States Secret Military Police from 1860, right?
Yeah.
That's changed names 5 times.
Yep.
And they were owned by the Pacers, P-E-Y-S-E-U-R, who owned all transportation and all communications in the United States. Then they passed a law that said that only railroads could provide electricity, so that meant they owned all electricity at the same time.
Only railroads?
And that was in the 1800s, but the Federal Reserve, took all those assets in the 40s and 50s and 60s through, basically, trusts and these Pacers dying, and then someone married into the family. It goes to a mob boss in New Jersey called by the last name of Close, and his daughter Margaret Close Bowles, I believe her name is. She was a Federal Reserve chairman down in Carolina for the North Carolina Federal Reserve, and that's how the assets got changed in the 1960s to the Federal Reserve. So now the Federal Reserve has all communications and transportation. So that means, think of it. You got to think broad, folks. All transportation. That means they own every car company, right? They own every bus. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They own all communications. That means they own AT&T, they own, they own Verizon, they own T-Mobile, they own all of these things because they were given charters back in by Benjamin Franklin, right? These charters started that you would control these things in perpetuity, meaning forever. Okay, so forever. So it was granted. You were granted all communications and all transportation in the United States forever. And these trusts are now handed down and taken over. So they've been taken over by the Federal Reserve. So now let's link them together now. So I've told you that the United States Secret Military Police, okay, was the enforcement arm for the Pacers, and because they had all the railroad was the only transportation at that time that we had. We didn't have cars yet.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
6 name changes later, that United States Secret Military Railroad Police is called the Central Intelligence Agency. So that means that the CIA is owned by the Federal Reserve.
That's exactly what that means.
That's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means.
Do you want to repeat that briefly real quick in case everybody didn't get that?
Yeah, so basically, in 1608, I'll go back to that. In 1608, right, you had 48 Merovingian families, okay, the families in Europe that founded the United States, and they were each going to have a kingdom. In other words, every one of the 48 states each one would be a kingdom for each of these families. They put up the money to create the United States. Well, what happened is, as there's always infighting amongst these rich people, it got narrowed down to 13. Okay? So that's why you see 13 everywhere. That's why you see the 13 colonies. That's why you see, Friday the 13th is a bad day, blah, 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 blah. It's not, but that's why you see 13. So it got narrowed down to 13, and that was the 13 colonies, etc. that, the United States was created from. And then at that point in time, in the 1780s, Benjamin Franklin, right, as a Secretary of State of the United States, he gave out, trusts. And in this case, he gave the ability to have all communication and all transportation in this new country that was created. Remember, it was only 13 colonies, right?
Right.
See that number 13, right?
Right.
And so now this family called the Pacers, Peyseur, right? And they're attached to the French nobility, okay? Because basically what happened is that both England and France, right, fought for us at different points in time to own us, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it be these things are more scary than anything else because, George Washington, he worked for the Queen. He was part of the East Indies Company. It's real easy to win. It's real easy to win a war if you're commanding both sides.
Right. Right.
And so these U.S. secret military, so these Pacers were given the ability to own all communications. So that was the telegraph at that point in time, right?
Right.
That was the only communication there was. And the ability to own the railroads, because that was the only transportation at the time. They were the top providers of those two things. So Benjamin Franklin gave them, but instead of calling it, railroads forever, it was called transportation, which made it a big wide area. And so now, once cars were developed, well, that's transportation. The trains, transportation, et cetera, et cetera. And same thing on communications. Now, all of a sudden, you have the telephone, right? You had the telegraph, but now you have the telephone, right?
Right.
And now you have the internet. So they own all of these companies, and now you have the cell phone, and now you have the internet. Now you have landlines. Now you have cable TV. They own all of this stuff. That's all communications.
Right.
So they own everything. So think of it that way. So I want everyone to know that the 1%, right, owns everything. So now let's start thinking like they think. Okay.
Okay.
Every company that means that they have all the money. So their companies don't have to make money. That's why you have companies like Amazon, like Google, and like this Tesla. None of these companies make money. They don't have to. Remember, the 1% have all the money. They print the money. The Federal Reserve prints all the money.
Yeah.
They don't need companies that make money. Okay?
Okay.
But they're afraid of us. So they create companies to keep tabs on us, to poison us, you know what I mean? But they don't have to make money or to trick us. So, you know, the Google is to keep tabs on us, obviously, right? Everything that we search, et cetera, right? The Amazon is to keep tabs on us because they know what we buy, right? They know where we live, you know what I mean? They know what cards we use, et cetera, to spend money on. They know what's in our bank account, blah, 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 all through that, right?
Right.
Because remember, these commercial ventures of theirs, they're all tied to the government at the same time, right? That's how Facebook came to be. The Department of Defense has a LifeLog project. LIFELOG was the name of their project. They wanted to find out about everything about everyone that lived in the country, all under the guise of stopping terrorism, which they created. Okay? This is about creating a big brother society with lies. So that's why they created these companies, to be able to do that, not to make money, not to make things convenient for us, but to keep us under their thumb. And we've fallen for it hook, line, and sinker, the technology, like it's some type of panacea that's going to make the world a beautiful place.
Yes.
And it hasn't. I mean, you know, obviously there are disruptors like us that are using the technology to communicate and to try to come together, because everything that's being done is to, you know, force us apart. Because in there's strength in numbers of the people, you know, the 1% is only 1% physically, right? And they might have 99% of the money, but then there's 99% of the physical people that they're afraid of. And so, you know, here's how it goes. You know, when you're 12, 13 years old and you're a boy and you daydream in class because you're not buying any of the lies they're teaching you in school, they say that you have ADHD and they put you on meds, and they effectively have taken you out of being a change agent for the future. Okay? That's the first thing they do. Secondarily, all the businesses in the world, right, they don't have to make money, remember, because the elite have all the money. None of these businesses have to make money. So they can hire whoever the hell they want. So they hire all the summa cum laudes out there. Why? Because those people regurgitated and accepted 97 to 99% of the information they were given, because that's their grade, okay? And so they accepted all the lies that they were taught at all these institutions around the world, all these colleges that just teach lies.
Right.
And so now these people can go out there and propagate the lies, your doctors, your lawyers, and propagate the system. Because that's how it's judged, and that's how those people end up being hired.
Man, I had to tell my boys when they were in college, look at it as a game. You know what's real, but you know the bullshit they're pushing. So you fool them and just write your papers, do whatever, knowing that you're playing a big joke on them. And that's how they made it through college.
But you know, the system is a system. I mean, it's just so clear to see up and down, and any way you want to see it. It's a system, and it's a system to keep the status quo of, you know, the people that have everything, and that you know, this whole Switzerland thing. I find it funny. You know, they're the one country that's neutral. They have the CERN Hadron Collider there, and that's where the Basel financial rules are coming from. Man, I would have a microscope on Switzerland if I was looking at this thing, you know? But back again to what I was saying. So the United States Secret Military Police, right, ended up being the enforcement arm of the railroads, okay, owned by the Pacers, right? And then, you know, they had all communications, all transportation, and then it was said that only the railroads could create electricity, so that gave them all electricity, so that gave them all the power plants in the country. Right, and communications, that also includes all presidential communications, so Air Force One and all that stuff. So that's why you had the White House, cleared out, and they put new communications in there. That's why you had Air Force One redone, because all of those, you know, communications tie back to the Federal Reserve and to the Central Intelligence Agency and this U.S. Secret Military Police, back to these covenants. That's the word I was looking for. These are covenants that Franklin handed out. You know what I mean? I call them trusts, but that's a misnomer. I should have said covenants. These are covenants. They end up being bundled together in trusts, and that's how they end up being stolen or absorbed by the Federal Reserve over time. So by the late 50s, all of these assets are in the hands of the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve has been running the show since the late 50s, and that's, I mean, you can pretty much tie it to. That's all the overthrows of all the countries, all the smaller countries. You had all the overthrows of the leaders saying they were communists or they were this or they're that. Communism and, capitalism, those are all creations. You know what I mean? Creations. This is all a fiction. So think of it that way.
Okay.
All of these countries are corporations. So they own the 1% that own the 99% of the money, right? They own all of the people that run all these countries because they own everything. They own all the countries. The countries are corporations. So, the Russia-United States, alliance or at different times it's all what suits the purpose of the end game. In other words, it's just a never-ending story. It's never going to change. It's
Don't you think that Switzerland deal is an illusion? They're neutral because that's where all the money is in the banks. That they don't want anybody going in there fighting with Switzerland.
Yeah, it's like a head fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, we're neutral. We're not. Well, if you're neutral and you're letting everyone else fight against one another and pit up against one another, then maybe that's where I should be looking. Maybe you're the problem.
There you go. That's where all the money is.
Yes, maybe you're the problem, and that's what I'm trying to say. And so they run this whole thing, and this whole thing is theater. The whole thing is theater. It's crazy theater. It goes all the way to the sports. It's all theater. I mean, it's all script. It's all a script. In other words, they can make it. In other words, it's always the outcome that they want. You know what I mean? It's always the story they want out there. It's like, it wasn't that Trump, there was some whistleblower that, he you know what I mean, that came out of nowhere. No, they knew that. Guess what? All the whistleblowers are coming. Oh yeah, okay. You know what I mean? They're all on the same team. So you know what I mean. And then he's going to act and react to it as if it came out of nowhere and it's threatening to him because he's an actor in a play. This is all the work. Look, Geddy Lee, Rush, the Canadian band Limelight. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who think and feel. Those who think and feel must put aside the emulation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying theme. In other words, Jesus said it, right? Don't be of this world.
Right.
Right.
Well,
and that's what's it.
I don't remember which framer it was, but I remember in a couple of political science classes I took, they were talking about. One of the framers actually wrote, it was in his diary journal or a letter to somebody, that what they were doing with the Constitution and everything they were doing with the formulation of the country was to present the illusion to the public that they have a say.
Of course, that's all this is about. I mean, it's all an illusion, it's a mind control game via illusion, and it gets embedded in us, and we're all products of our environment. So it really has to do with what our parents teach us, and what they believe in, and a lot of that forms what we are over time.
Right.
And we have, this whole thing is theater. So the China thing is theater. You had I think 7 Jewish families that moved to China in 1936, changed their name to like Li, Li, and Gao, Jiao, and other Chinese names. And you had about 36,000 Jews or 60,000 Jews that moved to China at the same time. So, in other words, they're just cultivating that for the next generations to hand the baton to, and that's what you have going on now, right? You have the whole, U.S.-China trade war, you got the U.S. and the Russians, the whole thing with the T-Man and the Russians, but at the same time, right? The Russians and the U.S., they signed the deal with Japan for the armistice to say that there were nuclear weapons when those are not real, and then you had the U.S. and Russia with the whole moon, right? And we know that didn't happen, right? By science and physics, and then obviously the Stanley Kubrick involvement. So we know that didn't happen. So it's all fiction. I mean, we know that the whole Israel formation is fiction, right? The Rothschilds and the Balfour Declaration. We know that Hitler was a Jew. His aunt on her gravestone is got the Star of David, His job was to blitzkrieg all of the Jews in Europe, which he did, to remove them from their homes, to force them into camps, but they weren't necessarily concentration camps, they were internment camps. His job was to keep them safe until the end of the war. As soon as the war ended, take a look at all the countries in the world. In the United States and Britain specifically, they banned the immigration of Jewish people right after the war. So in other words, every single Jew that had been kicked out of their country and sent to Germany had a choice: either stay in Germany, and they definitely saw a lot of their people die there. At least 600,000 died. So
Right.
they saw a lot of their people die in the quest, there. So either stay in Germany or go to Israel and get paid to go there. In other words, Rothschild gave them all money to go to Israel because he created Israel, was created in 1947, and he wanted it to be created with Jews.
Yeah.
So that's why the whole World War I and World War II went the way that it did. In other words, the Germans were destroyed in World War I, and then at the treaty at the end of World War I, they got screwed. Hitler was, they monitored Germany to see who was going to be a voice that people were going to listen to. Hitler was a young activist, who was upset at how World War I went down in terms of what happened to Germany. They got the short end of the stick on the, on the end of the war, and they went into a horrible economic situation. And so the people in England, this is all coming out of, out of Rothschild and England. They basically, groomed Hitler after they saw him speak at some of these worker rallies. They groomed him to be what he was. And his job was to, one, blitzkrieg, displace, and keep safe. Okay, not kill, keep safe. Secondarily, his second job was to keep the war going, okay, long enough for the Americans to come in and become the savior, and then let the Americans, win it, right? Because that was the end outcome of the war. And then third, in the middle of it all, is to kill as many Serbians and as many Russians as they could, because the Vatican is behind this as well with the Brits. They were involved in this, and they did not like the Serbians and the Russian Orthodox Church. So the real, I look at Holocaust, one person to me is more people than should die. You know what I mean? And so if you want to look at numbers, right, the real Holocaust is 100 million Serbians and Russians in World War II that were killed.
It was
And
awful.
if you want to use 6 million as a number, that's fine. But 100 million is 15 plus times 6 million. So that was the real Holocaust of World War II, is all the Serbians and all the Russians that were killed, and
all of everybody that was killed. I mean, my goodness, it was horrible. But, I always wondered, after I got old enough to study about Hitler in school and some of the other tyrants, it was like, these are little shits. How in the world do these little guys get people to follow them the way they do? Well, I didn't know about, all this other stuff. So, once I got old enough and started studying and learning about all that, then it made sense. They just picked some little dummy that they could control. That's what they did. So,
yeah,
well,
I don't know if he was necessarily a dummy, because I just think that he was, he was part of the team. So
yeah,
he was groomed, and then he became, once you're groomed and you agree to what, is your.
Well, I should have said puppet. He was their puppet. That would be a better word. Don't you think?
Well, everyone. The bottom line is that if there's the 1%, and then there's everyone that works for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that makes pretty much everyone a puppet. Starting from all the the entire military of the United States. You know what I mean? As the enforcement arm for these banksters. On and on and on.
Yeah. Well, listen, I hate to shut us down, but we've got our live schedule, and J-Stone 78 is scheduled to have started at 12:30, so I need to go ahead and cut it short. But can we plan on you on Mondays for a little while for you to share your information? Is that something your schedule would allow?
Potentially, I think we're going to have to. I'm in a real busy period right now because we're going to be expanding our product line, which means I I have more work to do. I have to make more products, you know, so, and I'm working on that now. So, it's possible, but it's probably more likely, you know, in a few weeks than it is, you know, because I'm going into a real busy period, unfortunately. You know, I've been trying to, you know, call in, you know, trying to do maybe one day a week that I can do to just try to keep active and keep my sanity, so to speak.
Right.
Because I love talking about these different things.
Oh,
and if
we
I open
love
up
it. We absolutely love it.
well, I love opening up eyes, you know what I mean? If I can open up a pair of eyes, or if I can help someone, you know, we mentioned that MSM today. I had 2 people start taking it right after I mentioned it on Marsugal, and within a week, both of them had lost their night sweats and their hot flashes.
How about that? Oh my gosh. I used geranium oils, what got me through all that mess.
Oh, nice. Yes. Geranium oil is very,
stinks to high hell, but let me tell you what, it'll stop a hot flash in a heartbeat. Let me tell you.
Right? But yes, but you and I will just have to, like, you know, we'll have to do it on a week-by-week basis.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But yeah, if we can, let's try to stick in these Monday nights. If I can, let's try to, you know, I'll try to jump on.
Because everybody loves you, you know. I mean, we've averaged.
Well, let's try to do one. Let's try to do one before this Columbus Day comes, because I need to expose that motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Well, just whenever, like not next Monday, but the next Monday, maybe.
Yeah, because Columbus Day is coming up on the 14th, and he needs to be exposed for the you know, assassin that he really was. He's not a founder of a country in any way. He shouldn't have a day named after him in any way.
America's Vespucci's the one that discovered America.
I understand it, but I'm just trying to say that what he's been, you know, and he's been very very pumped up by the Catholic Church and the Vatican, and you know, you basically have a day for a killer.
Well, how about this? Monday after next is actually Columbus Day. You want to expose Columbus on Columbus Day?
Why not?
There you go. Hey, why not? I think it'd be great.
Wait. Sorry, I can't. See, I haven't read on my calendar. That's why I'm looking at it.
Okay.
We're going to I go out and see music. So we're going out to see a band that night.
Yay.
Actually.
Oh, that's good. Well, it can be any day. You said before then, so excuse me,
y'all. I don't know if you're available. You're not available on the 7th, huh?
What day's the 7th?
The Monday week from today.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'll change my schedule to anything. We fly by the seat of our pants here, you know. So if you want to come on next Monday and expose Columbus, heck yeah, we'll go for it.
Let's do that. Let's go on next Monday, and we'll take everyone through Columbus, and then they can ask some questions, you know, after I take them through Columbus and his treachery and his contribution to this evil world we live in.
Yeah, that'd be it. I want to hear about that.
Okay, so there you go. We got a plan then.
Got a plan.
Because I'm looking at my calendar. I'm open for the 7th, and I really want to expose Columbus before another one of his days comes. So let's do that. Let's go for the 7th, and you and I will figure out the time.
We're gonna do Mountain Man Monday again next Monday. So perfect. That's great. You don't know how much we appreciate you. We really do. I mean, I could sit and listen to you for hours. I mean, just never open my mouth and just listen, you know. And I think everybody else feels pretty much the same way. So.
You know, the only one who doesn't feel like that is my wife, by the way.
Well, she's probably heard it all 1,000 times. That makes the difference. Yeah.
She's had enough. She's heard every rant there is in excruciating detail, so she's heard enough. But
well, listen, we love it. Listen, we get sassy on my channel. You can get as sassy as you want to on any of these topics. I don't care a bit. As a matter of fact, I have a sassy Sunday when we talk about topics we're not supposed to. When I get my OBS going and can get my screen share going, I'm going to show a list of people that are no longer on this earth that has had some tie one time or another with Bill and Hillary.
Oh, okay, yeah. The kill list, as it were.
But I can't find any research in the past 3 years to give me a list. I can get it up to 2016, and I can't find anything that actually lists associates that are no longer with us between
Oh, well,
2016 and 2019.
I think you just gave me a task then, didn't you?
Yeah, you want to help me with that?
You just gave me a task there, baby.
All right. All right. Yeah, because I keep reaching dead ends. No matter how I search it, I can't find squat that'll give me a list.
All right. Yeah. No, let me work on that. I think I might have I might have a source there.
Yeah,
so.
The last 3 years is what we need. So, or anything.
Yep,
Yeah.
gotcha.
All right.
17 to 19, right?
16 to 19. 16, 17,
16 to
18. Yeah.
and 19. So so we're 4 years then
Yeah,
now.
4 years. Yeah, it only goes to 2016. There's a big whole list of, I think it's 32 people on it that I can, research and find. But nothing after 2016.
That list is well over 100. I'm sorry. So you're missing a few years there.
Yeah.
So let me see what I got in all my stuff, because I definitely got stuff somewhere. A lot of this stuff, guys, the best advice I can give you is is you do a cut and paste into a Word or a text document of anything that you see, you know what I mean, that's compelling to you. If you don't have a chance to read it at that point in time, all you got to do is highlight it and hit copy and then paste it in a document and save it, and then you have it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you don't have to worry about the Wayback Machine or any of that stuff in the future. So when you see it, you snag it. That's what I used to say. So
Yeah.
I got a bunch of hard drives with a lot of see and snag stuff on it, so I'll look.
Oh, great. That'd be awesome. Okay.
Like I have something that has like all the all their sacrificial dates, that they use in the different ceremonies, their Beltane Day and their this and their that. You know what I mean? So I can understand the numbers. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things happen with the numbers. 51 is a huge number for me because
that's a show too, Mountain Man. I'm interested. I'd love to hear that.
What?
I would love to hear that information, your sacrificial dates and the numbers and stuff.
Oh, yeah, the sacrificial dates and
that
the numbers.
That would be a show.
51 is a huge number because on May 1st of 1776, that's when the Illuminati was founded. And 17 is a prime number, first of all, and it's also the number for manifestation, right? And there were 17 verses in the 10 Commandments, right? And Osiris was 17th day that he, and there's 17. He was born on the 17th day of the month, and then there's 17 cards in the tarot, and 3 is their multiplier number. So 3 is like a spell number. So if you say something 3 times, it enhances the spell. So 3 is their multiplier. So 17 times 3 is 51. It gets them right from their, Osiris resurrection and prime number manifestation number right to 51, which is their, start of the Illuminati. So this is a lot of the stuff that goes on. Like, there's a New York City police officer, and I'll let you go, I know we got to go. A New York City police officer today that died, he's 33 years old. Like, you could go through the month of September and just search the news stories out there, put 33, and you'll find at least 10 or 15 that, use that number in there, because this is all programmed fake news. Or what they do is, it said that the cop tangled with some kind of robbery suspect, and they don't know if it was his gun that killed himself in the struggle. And what it is, they send some, assassin out there and takes down the cop, and then they put a story out there that he tangled with some kind of robbery suspect and his own gun shot him. Meanwhile, the assassin went out there, killed him. Why? Because he was 33 years old. And 11 is their big number. That's the Twin Towers. 11.
So he was just a sacrifice.
Exactly. So he was a sacrifice. So then the other thing I can tell you on the next show is, for instance, I mean, take a look at all the Hollywood actors and all the performers that have had a kid die. It's statistically impossible. Mary Tyler Moore and on, and Eric
John
Clapton,
Travolta.
and on and on. It's statistically impossible for them. It's a sacrifice. They have to sacrifice one of their kids for fame. You know what I mean? And so, and then they come up with a story for it, right? Eric Clapton's kids fell in a pool and drowned. You know what I mean? They come up with a story for it. This one died of cancer. This one got hit by a car. You know what I mean? Eric Clapton played with with Dwayne Allman, right? Dwayne Allman is the on Layla. When you hear Layla, the end of it, that jam at the end of Layla, that's not Eric Clapton playing. That's Dwayne Allman playing. Okay.
Okay.
So when Dwayne Allman played on that album with Eric Clapton knew at that point in time that he could never be the greatest guitar player in the world because the greatest guitar player in the world was sitting right in fucking front of him, Dwayne Allman. So he had Dwayne Allman killed.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that Pete Truck and all that bullshit, he had him killed so that he could be. And then when they come on and all these, and look at them today, because you get what you put in this life. When they have all of these, benefits and stuff like that, and they come out, oh, Eric Clapton, he's such a fine man, you know what I mean? Well, take a look at him now. The guy cannot even play guitar. You know why? God crippled him. Okay? Why? Because he had Dwayne Allman killed. One of the greatest talents that there ever was. And he's the one with the NGM on Layla. And if you ever hear his cousin do it from what's his face? Oh my God, Tedeschi and Trucks, Derek Trucks, his cousin Derek Trucks. You ever hear him do it? He's almost as good.
Oh my gosh.
But Clapton's a scumbag, and so they all are. And then look. The nuclear stuff was faked by the artists at Disney Studios in Laurel Canyon. Laurel Canyon is where all these Hollywood actors and these performers came in the 60s. They're all tied to the Tavistock Institute in England because this is all social engineering.
Right.
I can give you every single one of these people have a military a parent or a military family member, every single one of them, because it's all social engineering and military control through this entertainment and industry. And it just got way, way, way out of hand. And now, it's called the satin death cult, basically. And you got to give up your kid and you got to give up a family member if you're going to be famous. I can every single famous person I can tell you they gave up. You gave me a name, and I could go back and tell you it was a mother, it was a brother, it was a cousin, it was a kid.
Yeah.
It was someone in their family that got taken out, and then they come up with a fake story for it.
Right.
I agree. Because I get on with all this stuff. So we can cover a lot of that stuff next time. We can cover all the Kabbalah numbers that they use. 3, 6, 11, 13, 17, 22, 23, 33, 38, 42, 47, 51, 58, 233, the 13th Fibonacci, the 51st prime number. They love that number, 233.
Oh my God.
Because they got this is what they do. This is it's all coded. It's this is a game.
We'll have to make sure we get started on time so we have time for you to go through all that so we can be done by 12:30.
Yeah, because it's a video game. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and I love that kind of stuff.
It's a video game of ones and zeros, and it's all programmed. It seems so.
Yeah.
You got to stay outside of the program, and that's the key.
I love that kind of stuff.
Stay out of this world.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
Well,
Kim,
listen.
Thank you for the time.
If you find those deaths from 2016 to now, email me. Let me know. And listen, we love you, Mountain Man. I love having you on. I mean, I just am amazed at your brain and where you've researched and that kind of stuff. So we love having you. We'll take you anytime we can get you.
All right, well, Mondays are a good hole in the schedule, and, as long as we can, sync up ahead of time, then nothing.
Yeah. Well, you want to rip old Columbus apart next week, but if you can do that, if we can get started early and you can do that and then get into those numbers, that'd be good, or even start it, and then we can finish it another time. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Sounds great. All right. Well, we'll see you next Monday, and we'll shoot for closer to between 9 and 10 this time.
Sounds good.
Or next time.
Sounds good.
All right, honey. We love you. You take care. Hug your wife for us. Thanks for sharing you.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Don't we love Mountain Man? I'm telling you what's the truth. That man just amazes me with his knowledge and his research. Good grief, I'm telling you. Y'all want to hear from our mods? Let's turn on. Wait. I got y'all live. I should have given you notice. I'm sorry. I said y'all want to hear from my mods, and I hit it before I thought, wonder if they're listening to me. See, nobody listens to me. Y'all listen to Mountain Man, though. All right. I just wanted to give y'all opportunity to tell everybody goodbye. I'm sorry. Y'all can kill me later. Hey, but that's okay. I went live and didn't know it. That's the night I called y'all bitches and bones. Oh, Lord. So y'all want to tell everybody bye? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear everybody? All right, everybody. We're going to go on Jaystone. I'm already jumped in mod chat with my little mods. Jay's going to come live here in just a little bit. So I'm going to tell y'all goodbye. Just, Lord, I don't even know what I was going to say. I was going to tell y'all something. Don't forget Mountain Man next Monday. Okay, and then never be scared. Just be prepared. Remember, I always love you. Spread the love and the truth will come. Mwah. See y'all Wednesday night. Bye-bye.